Torah cooking. To find out how to eat meat properly, we're going to go into the book of Deuteronomy, and we're going to go to chapter 12, and we're going to start in verse 23 of Deuteronomy 12. Only be strong not to eat the blood, for the blood is the life. Do not eat the life with the meat. Do not eat it, you pour it on the earth like water. Do not eat it, that it might be well with you and your children after you, when you do what is right in the eyes of Jehovah. So what we're going to do is demonstrate how to brine meat, to pull out some of the blood, the toxins, the red dyes, the hormones, and all of the impurities, and it'll very much change color and texture as it is brining. We're going to use salt and some sugar, so I'll demonstrate that in the kitchen. Okay, hopefully everyone will excuse my inability for narrative skills when I don't have a script. Anyway, so I have water that's boiling right now, and I have a pot with my whisk ready. So I'm going to put 1 cup of kosher salt, and I'm going to put half a cup of sugar in as well before I put the water in. And into that I'm going to add some peppercorns and some homemade parsley. And over here I think I'm going to throw in a little bit of lavender. You could throw in a bay leaf or some Italian herb, just something to give it a little bit of flavor while it's brining. So I think I can start off with just kind of pouring my salt right in here to get it prepared for, because the water's just ready at the boil now. So once I get everything kind of put in together, then I will show what that looks like fully dissolved. Okay, so here is my brine that still needs to cool off a little bit. What I wanted to say that eventually in time I want to replace at least part of the kosher salt with Himalayan pink salt that has a lot more mineral content to it. So that's going to be kind of a switch that I'm going to make in time, but I'm just kind of using what I have now. Anyway, so in there you see some grated black pepper that Colleen decided that had to go in there. Then I've got about 8 to 10 peppercorns. I've got some parsley in there. I really like to work with lavender, so I've got some lavender in there. When this mixture cools off to room temperature, I'm going to add some cut up pieces of onion before I put the roast in that I want to brine. So the proportions are, for every 1 cup of salt that you use, you're going to use 5 to 6 times the amount of water. And make sure that you start off with really hot water so that you can fully dissolve your salt and sugar. And yeah, so then you can add a little bit of cool water after that to cool it off. So I'm going to cover it with my cover here, set that to the back of the stove, and once it's completely cooled off, add my onion, garlic if I had it, which I don't today. And then I'm going to put the roast in at room temperature, and then I'm going to put it in the refrigerator overnight, and then it's going to go into the slow cooker first thing in the morning. And Colleen also decided that everybody needed to see that I did get in the mail my food facts for the kitchen front. This is actually a reproduction done in 2009 by HarperCollins. Thank you so much, publishing company. This is not an original from 1941, but this is a reproduction of. They've actually kept the script completely intact. At the back there's how to use the hay boxes so that you can save on fuel, because they had a real petrol challenge during the wartime. You were very, very strictly rationed, so I may give that a go in time and record how that looks. So anyway, so I have that book. My recipe for the leek pudding, I'm hoping to record that as well, and how nicely that can make for a bit of a meal booster. Anyway, so that I'll try and do a follow-up on what the roast looks like in the morning when all of the toxins have been pulled out of it. Okay, so this is the next morning after spending the night in the refrigerator. This is what the color of the meat looks like now. It's not that bright red that you find in grocery stores. So with the brining process, I've taken out all of the red dyes and a lot of the hormone disruptors that would be present in the meat. And it's going to be, I'm going to rinse off the actual roast before it goes in the slow cooker with fresh ingredients. And it's going to be melt in your mouth kind of quality. So I was quoting from Deuteronomy about not having blood present in your meat. And if anybody has any scriptures that would back that up as well, feel free to post in the comments. Take care.